Hello, everybody. My name is Carrie Thomas Amaro, and welcome to the Boston Branded Podcast. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the Boston Branded Podcast. I am super excited that you're here. Today, we have an amazing special guest, my coach, the one that has helped me this past year, who has been super monumental to where we are in our business, Kaci Brown. We're going to be talking about how to create high ticket offers with massive impact. All right, guys, let's get into it. I know you like that, right? It was good.
I was white girl dancing.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's my favorite.
That music is awesome.
Thank you so much for being on the Boston Branded Podcast. I'm super excited that you are here. This is so amazing. I am excited to just talk about how to create high ticket offers with massive impact. I think it's really important because, as impact driven entrepreneurs, a lot of times we don't like to charge those high ticket prices. We like to kind of have that servant heart and really just want to make the impact and not the profits. So I think this is that really push to kind of say, hey, even though we're impactful entrepreneurs, we still need to make sure that we're setting ourselves up the right way. And you're actually helping people like me be able to accomplish that. So I'm so excited.
Oh, girl. So first, I have to share with everybody how excited I am to be here because we talked about this Boston Branded Podcast almost a year ago, and here we are. So I love seeing it. I love seeing the logo and everything like that. But everything that you just said is so true. As impact-driven entrepreneurs, we always put ourselves last. And this is totally a conversation that's going to, for lack of a better metaphor, is put on your oxygen mask first, right? And when this stuff falls into place, everything else is so much easier. And it's not that it's, I don't know, easier is that dangerous territory when people are it's easy. It's simpler. Right. Yeah. And when we simplify our message, when we simplify our business and we simplify the results and the path that we create to getting those results faster for our clients and our customers, that's where the true value really lies. And that's what's going to stop you and I of moving to that territory of overwhelm, burnout, trying to be all things to all people. And it's going to keep us in our lane of and zone of genius to be able to serve bigger, right? Because we're not going to fizzle out. We're not going to be all in and then exhausted after 2 months and I don't have anything left, right? The world that we live in needs impact driven entrepreneurs, and they need them not temporarily, permanently, right? So we are the ones, you are the ones that need to succeed. You need to be around. You need to be able to sustain cash flow and profitability.
And that's why I'm so excited. I remember being in that same position literally less than a year ago. I remember I was working with clients one-on-one every week. And then I had built a team, but the money that we were bringing in with these clients and us having a team wasn't matching up. So then I'm spending all this time with them. I'm stressed out about finances. And then it was almost sometimes a sense of resentment would come out when I'm working with these clients, especially when they start soaring and dominating. And then I'm just but I'm sitting here still struggling. And I was super excited that my clients were winning, but then I was I need to figure out how to create that for me. How can I create what I give them for me? And I think that's when you came in and you were here, you can't be a person who's it's exchanging your time for your money. You have to be able to understand what value your services offer and be okay with if that price is a $25,000 offer, is a $25,000 offer. And if they're not ready for that, that's okay. And I think that for me was the hardest piece because I do have that servant heart. And I was okay, I can charge 25,000, but what about everybody else who can't afford the 25,000? Like, how can I help them? And I think a lot of it, and that's kind of where like you and Jorge comes in. It's like that mindset piece of being okay with like not being able to help everybody.
Yeah, but I feel like this really put you on the path to be able to serve at the level that you wanted to serve at every single level, because
Mm-hmm.
you entered the market trying to serve the people who were they were creating that brand, and they were on the rise. Like they had the pain of needing to outsource, but they were in the same phase as business as you. Like they were in that, like, my budget's tight. I don't have a lot that, and you were trying to kind of fit your packages into there, which was great for them, but it was stressing out and stretching your team on the fulfillment. So it was only temporarily great for them
Mm-hmm.
because they were only going to make it so far. And if you couldn't fulfill anymore, they're back, actually probably a few steps back on where they started, because then they have to start all over with another agency. Now, you didn't let that happen, right? And that's what I'm saying about impact driven entrepreneurs. When we step up to serve in a way that we make a promise, we fulfill on that promise, come hell or high
Mm-hmm.
water, right? And we talk about cash flow and profitability, but we talk about cash flow and profitability because as impact driven entrepreneurs, that's the first thing to go out the window.
Mm-hmm.
I said I would do this, so I'm going to do this whether I profit from it or not. So if you're already going to lead with that type of mentality, then you insulate yourself and your team by creating that premium offer so that no matter what, you can fulfill. And you've taken as many like scenarios into play that you possibly can to create an incredible experience for that client who is in that pain point. But you're coming at them with like your full arsenal. You're not coming at them just great, like, okay, I'm going to do everything that I can for you because you can only afford this, right? No, you're coming for them like fully loaded, and this is what's going to happen, and here's all of the resources that we're going to do to support you. And when you take care of that cash flow and profitability, it allows you to build up those other areas where you can meet those other people where they can't quite afford it, right? It's a stretch for them, right? But they're
Mm-hmm.
committed to growth. And when you serve committed to growth, it stretches them into growth,
Yeah.
right? And so for me, like I was just ecstatic when you restructured your offers, because you just like had your aha moment and you start coming in left and right, like, I have a $25,000 offer. I have a $47,000 offer. This is going to end up being $100,000 contract. All of that cash flow supports your team to be able to create those other entry level packages that team is so supported and your business is solid. They're going to be able to deliver on it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it creates an ecosystem. But the catalyst for that is the premium offer. And I know, like, did we change the title, or is it still high ticket?
It's how to create a high ticket offer with massive impact.
Okay. Do you want to share a little bit on how we've like turned high ticket on its head?
Yes, please. That's what I'm excited about.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So when you hear these prices and you hear these things, like a lot of us as impact driven entrepreneurs, we're like, oh, I can't do that. Like I can't charge that. I can't create that much value. Like we have all of this stuff, like this mind trash. Like I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I'll speak from first perspective, and Carrie, please let me know yours. Um, but that's because I even resisted it for the longest time. Like I didn't want to be placed into a high ticket category, but the level of service and the long-term contracts that we were creating with our clients ended up being like 24,000, 36, and $60,000 contracts. And I was like, so I'm kind of like in a premium offer space. I just never really realized it, but I was resistant to it because of the negativity I associated with high ticket. Because in our industry, which is the online and internet digital marketing, there are a few. It's not everyone, so I will not do a blanket statement. But there are a few that associate high ticket with just charging as much as you can with as little effort
Mm-hmm.
as you can, right? That is the formula for high ticket. And for me, I didn't align with that. That was out of integrity. But what I do align with is creating a premium offer that creates a lightning in a bottle scenario where you stay within the zone of genius of the fast track to a repeatable solution that you can create like literally in your sleep. Like this is your superpower. And you identify that dream client who they are in that transition point, or they're so frustrated and they've had that pain and they've tried so many other things. They just want someone that they can trust to fix the problem. And here's you and your problem, like in your solution, right? That you will bend over backwards, like you will do anything, and you've created the results and you've done it before. And then boom, that's the lightning in the bottle. Like it's that experience where you have complete joy of working with a client that trusts you to take care of everything.
Yeah.
They have 1,000,000% joy where they're like, they were in so much pain and it was like, I just want someone I know and I can have confidence in to solve this problem. And it's a wonderful experience for everybody, right? And that to me is what a premium offer does. It does three things. It minimizes confusion and overwhelm. It minimizes the decisions that have to be made, like on that CEO level, because they're trusting you. They're fully trusting you in your area of expertise. And it maximizes all of the resource used towards shortcutting a result.
That's it. And then what's exciting, and I think for me, like, I was so scared for it because one is like, it was outside of like what I thought was possible. I was like, Carrie, you charging somebody $25,000 and when they pay you, like they pay like all your expenses in 1 month is scary. Like you're like, this is different. Like normally I need like multiple people for this. And for me, it was like, it never felt like it was something that I could obtain because it had never happened. It's like one of those things, like you see everybody else doing it, but it's like, okay, they're doing it, but they have like a secret sauce that you just don't understand. And like, so that was the first thing. And then the second part was just the fact of how could, it's kind of me because I'm the opposite of the other people, like the people that we're talking about. I was like, how can I put as much value in this to where they would feel like $25,000 was worth it or is worth it?
Right.
Or like how, like what stuff do I need to put in it? And then for me, it was like when I was having a conversation with the guy about like he had spent 25,000, like he spent 20,000 on branding, like in his old like brick and mortar business. And he was telling me, he was like, Harry, like what you offer for $8,000 at that time, which was like, I remember I used to be like 8,000, like stressing out. They chart like what, like it was just a small piece of like my, like they only did like a small piece of that for 20,000. And I'm like, well, how are they able to do maybe 10% of what I'm charging $8,000 for? And he was like, well, one is that they have like a really clear message and they're super consistent across everything that they do. And they have that they push people that way and they create an experience.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, how can I, one, create super consistency, have my message super aligned, and then be able to create experience for our clients? Could I charge this price? Especially still for me, because I'm like, it's just who I am. Like I can't just be like, I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. For me, I'm like, if you're gonna work with me for branding, you need to know that when you leave us, that you like you're off to the races. Like I don't want to be a person that's like, because a lot of people, like if you think of flight, a lot of people let you take off. They get you to the point where you take off, but no one's there when you land. Like you just start flying in the air forever. You're not be like, all right, you're launched. See you later.
Oh. Yeah, I want to speak to that pain point for a quick hot minute, because that's exactly why I transitioned into premium offers, because I sort of had that aha moment. And I'm so grateful for the experiences that we've had in working together, because like, you know, oh my, like it's been over a year that we've been working together, and I love this to see the results, but I also love to see that it challenging me on what I can do better, on how many more carries I can help unleash into the world. Right. But we were in the same boat. right? We were solving all of the problems that people were coming at us with, especially once COVID hit. A lot of people got everything in gear to launch, right? And so from our coaching's perspective, we switched from coaching or focusing on coaching to agency, where we were building launch funnels, group launches, programs, all sorts of stuff to get people launched. But it still didn't solve the problem of cash flow and profitability.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that because I was so deep into the trenches, like just they need to launch, they need to launch, they need to launch. And we had created formulas to do it pretty dang fast. And then I hit my own wall in the summer when my husband, his brain tumor progressed into cancer and he had to have a second brain surgery, which meant that all of my high touch strategy and launch consulting and all of that stuff, and it affected our team, like came to a halt. And God bless Jorge. He was like, don't bring on any more clients. Let's just stick with what we have. Right. Because, you know, he had the foresight of knowing like the battle I was about to, and it took the wind out of me like for a long time. And it made me reevaluate, like, even though we were successful in business, even though like on the surface, like we were closing clients, we were doing this, we were having successful launches, we still weren't solving the root problem. And now I didn't solve the root problem with our own business. I actually created a big problem in our own business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Right? I can't walk away and be with my family and know 100% that the team and the clients will be okay. Not that it was the team's fault, but I didn't equip them for that.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't slow down. I didn't slow down to create those processes. So in December, like, had a big ugly cry moment, right? You had found your momentum by focusing on the premium offers, and we had coached you through that. Like we were like, okay, Carrie, talk to us about this. Like, like it just, you know, because I know we were just really harping on stop showing up for everything, stop going in person with all of these clients, stop promising yourself like and sticking to like 4 calls a month with every client, like hours and hours and hours of your time, right? And I was like, oh, maybe I need to apply that to our own business, right? You know. Long. And so
it's always easier to tell everybody else. I'm the same way. I'm like, do all these things. All right, see you later.
Yeah. So, you know, because it got to a point where I just couldn't. I physically could not. Right. And so in December, I mapped out our process for just focusing on premium offers, and we launched our challenge. We launched our 2-day event, and that's what 100% on what we focused on. And I feel like it's just given so much life to impact-driven entrepreneurs because it's helping them focus on what's going to give their business that long-term runway instead of just, oh, I need to go do this. Oh, I need to build this tiny little offer. Oh, I need it. Like they were having, you know, little squirrel syndrome everywhere because they were small little investments, like $37 course, a free PDF here. And it sort of like, unfortunately, it gives you enough courage to step up and think you can do it, but it also will keep you trapped in a loop of trying to do it. And before you know it, you've wasted 2 years on all these little things instead of just digging in and doing the hard work and putting a premium offer out there, serving your clients and serving them like incredibly well, like more so than anyone else in the market is willing to do, and creating an incredible cash flow and profitability foundation to just go wherever you want. Like at that point, you're turning up the dial because you've built the system so rock solid in the beginning.
And it's funny because I remember that moment is when I figured it out is when we started List Lift Launch or our L3. Like that was when I was like, okay. And then I felt like it was covering like a huge need, like a huge problem that we had caused. So like we were creating like all these custom templates for our clients, but then they would come back to us and they were like, okay, Carrie, these are great, but I'm struggling trying to figure out what to put in it. I'm just not sure what to put in it. Like, I have all this content, but it's like, I don't know like how I should do it. So then we were like, okay, we have all these clients, they have all this content. I was like, wouldn't it be possible for us to create a content strategy that we use that that we use for us, that we were already using for ourselves. I was like, can we maybe implement this content strategy to position as an expert in the resource, and then actually help them start building an email list, start building their brand reputation, because now we're actually creating these custom templates, custom graphics for them, so they're showing up a different way. And then we're also helping them position themselves to where they can actually start getting start preparing for their next launch. Could that be possible? And I was like, couldn't I do this at a like a reoccurring thing? So then now we have actually cash flow coming into business every month, rather than like a job here, a job there, here's something right here, here's something right there. And like when we did that, like for me, like things changed, and things start seeming so much more possible than before.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah. And so I know we need to transition to wrap everything up, but I just want to highlight like what you've created is just an incredible ecosystem of service. And it not only creates that service, but like it levels up your client. And that for me is what we teach and embody. Like, not only should we provide the results, but we should also be part of that experience of their growth and their impact. And that's what we're committing to. So, yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited about where we're going, and, you know, this huge like torch that we're carrying and message to connect people. And
I want you
yeah.
to I want you to talk about, so one, I'm excited because we're actually going to be helping you, because one thing that we realize with our clients is that when you start teaching people how, like when you start selling premium offers, you have to kind of have that premium brand feel, because like at that $10,000, $15,000, $25,000, $30,000 range, the way you show up visually and professionally matters a whole lot more than before. So I know that me and you are going to start working on creating your premium brand, which I'm super, super excited about. And then I want you to kind of talk about, like, you have an event coming up tomorrow that I think people need to jump on. And then so talk about that, and then also talk about what other stuff that you guys have coming up.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I'm super excited about this because I fell in the trap of doing a lot of things myself, and we've tried to bring on team members, we've tried to create processes and things like that, and usually I'm the roadblock. Like, I'm the one that puts the kink in the system and throws the stick into the spokes, you know. And now with our streamlined focus, like, it's so much easier for everything to fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we get to work with Carrie and focus on streamlining this message, and it's our rally cry. It's our permanent, like, our line in the sand, you know, like we're planting the flag at the top of the mountain. Like, this is our zone of genius. And that was the thing, like, you know, in realizing we were solving all of these problems and not necessarily being taggable or known for one thing. You know, a lot of people like, what exactly do you do? Right. Mm-hmm. That was a question that we got a lot. But now moving forward, especially with the arsenal that Carrie's about to provide, like with branding and the messaging, like the vehicle for that visibility. And like, it's going to be no question what we stand for and what we provide and the solution that we're putting out into the marketplace. Mm-hmm. And so I'm super excited. Like, she's the vehicle for visibility, and what we're doing, like, we're in our 4th integration of a 5-day free challenge, and our second 2-day live virtual event is coming up this weekend. It's Friday and Saturday, 2 full days deep diving from noon to 8 p.m. Eastern. So like 8 full hours. Like, so this isn't like some marketing cleverly disguised, like, show up to this live event and we're just going to do a webinar for you and kind of sing and dance and shove fluffy things in your face. We have intentionally structured these workshops for breakthrough. That I promise you will not be the same person, the same business owner, the same, you know, partner or man, woman, entrepreneur, like whatever that title is, you will not be that same person at the end of those 2 days as you were when you joined us for the welcome tomorrow at noon. We dig in deep. We have incredible copywriting and storytelling and mindset workshops, and we go through the exercises. Like, we roll up the sleeves and we get messy in your business. Like, I know everyone's name, I know everyone's business, and we also learn their personalities really quickly to be able to meet them where they're at, but also challenge them to get out of that mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the biggest thing that makes us super unique, is that we're not just showing up teaching from like, okay, today we're going to talk about this topic, and it's just surface level, and we're not going to dig in, we're not going to get messy, we're not going to specifically answer questions that you pertain to your business or your unique situation. That's what my favorite thing is about the 2-day live event. It's spending time in your business that you probably haven't done in a really long time, and it changes everything. Like, I will say 100% of the people who have attended the event, the feedback that we get is that it's life-changing. And as a marketer, like, I don't throw around that phrase lightly, because I refuse to just use fluffy phrases or language. But like, when you can really show someone the path to 6 figures, it changes things.
Mm-hmm. It does. I'm excited. So, guys, please comment below if you are interested in going. I will be there, so you come hang out with me. I'm going to be in that thing. I'm going to be hanging out. So come hang out with me at least. It's going to be super fun. And Kaci, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the Boston Branded podcast. I'm so excited. This is actually our first time being on StreamYard. So this has been super, super fun. And I have a lot of amazing other things coming for you guys. So be on the lookout. Kaci, thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you for having me. I am grateful that you came into my life. I am thankful to be on this journey together. And I can't wait to see, when another year of us working together and the impact it's going to create as a result.
I know. Massive. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.